that time again. Hello and welcome to the Gimme 5 podcast. It's Rod Woodward here, live from Macon, where I'm pleased to say the forest fires have now stopped. They've arrested two 14-year-olds who set 50 grass fires, and we've had more fires in Trumpton here in the last week, but it's all under control. Gary Marshall certainly got it under control in Bessacar. He's even got his Arsenal shirt on again. Yeah, he's gotten over the Super League, I think. And I'm delighted to say that joining us on the Gimme 5 podcast today is a Soccer Saturday legend. In fact, an all-round legend. The old adage, more clubs than Jack Nicklaus, has never been truer. We're talking Bradford, Hull, Aberdeen, Oxford, Middlesbrough, Sheffield, both of them, Oldham. It is the one, the only, Dean Windass.
Good morning.
How are you, mate?
I'm good. Do you know this Arsenal, Gaz? Do you know the Super League?
Yeah.
For the top 6 clubs, how come Arsenal have been picked for it then?
I think they went alphabetical order, mate.
Oh, that's the only way they're going to get in then, isn't
it? Yeah, would that have turned you off football completely, like a lot of people are saying, you know, if that had happened?
Well, when it came up, I knew straight away that it was never going to happen.
Yeah.
Well, they're saying it's still in the pipeline, don't they? But
well, they are, but I think it received, and rightly so, that much criticism. I don't think it can ever happen unless you can qualify for it. You can't just say we're in and that's it.
Well, you can't. But the trouble is there, guys. As soon as I said you can't do it, or as soon as when I do my bet, Fred, and they asked me, and I says, look, it's unfair on Leicester and West Ham then.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So it would have been a no-brainer anyway. I think it's just as you say, the people who try organising this and have played football in their life. So. It would never happen.
Yeah. Well, you two guys are well acquainted, of course, due in no small part to the Monday Club, which is what exactly?
It's basically for speakers and comedians. We just go out every 2 months. We meet up in somewhere Leeds, Halifax, Doncaster, Barnsley, Sheffield. We've not been to Hull yet. We've got to go to Hull.
All the places where Dean's played.
Yeah, basically everywhere where Dean's played.
Superb. And you've even got a little. You've got a golf day scheduled, haven't you? Now, is that a new addition to the social?
Well, we're just going to have a game of golf 11th of May up at Wheatley Golf Club.
Brilliant.
Dean's still there. Has his iPhone gone off?
Yeah, it's all right. Somebody's ringing me. Hold on, there you go.
That's it. Yeah, we're playing up at Wheatley on the 11th. I think Big Norm's coming. John Parkin, more Gimme 5 regulars. Yeah. Chris Kirkland's having a game, I think. Dino.
Do you play a bit of golf, Dean? Do you play much golf?
Yesterday, yeah. I love my golf. Yeah. Obviously, don't play enough, but I love to get out, and it's just as you say. You know, where we're doing this, obviously. This Kilimanjaro and Adrian's Wall for walking's brilliant. It's a great opportunity, I think, when you play golf. It's one that you get an exercise, and two, you're having a bit of banter with your mates.
Yeah.
You know, I play off 14, and I'm not a bad golfer, but I aren't really bothered if I play well or not. It's just you want to play well, but if I play shit, I ain't bothered. I just come off and we have a pint afterwards and a chat and a chinwag, really. And that's what it's all about. I've been playing with Norm. I've been driving over to Barnsley, with big Norm and that with his mates. It's just to get out. Not you a little bit when you couldn't get out and play, really.
Well, a few letters have gone in, I think, to the handicap secretary about Gaz's fictitious handicap, haven't they?
Well, yeah. I mean, I'm off 22, and when I went to Norm's the other day, they put me off 25, which I couldn't quite understand. I got 40 points and blobbed the last. So
on purpose.
On purpose, yeah. And big Norm that day, Dino.
Yeah.
He knocked it round to about 3, I think, that day.
Yeah, he played. When I played with him the other week, he was in and out, but you can tell he's got a little bit. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
I got 36 points when I played. I played quite well for it. I think it's one of them when you haven't played for ages, you don't know what's fucking going wrong, do you? So you just hit it. You've got now to think about, really. I played all right yesterday. I had 2 blobs yesterday as well. So, but yeah, I just do it and then a couple of beers afterwards. It's good crack.
Good man.
Brilliant. Well, I don't know if Gaz has explained to you, maybe he did on a Monday afternoon, so it better be done again, I think. But just run through the premise of this whole caboodle.
No, basically, I send a list of categories over to our guests. They pick 4. The 5th one has to be dinner guests, dead or alive. The 4 categories that Dino's chosen are footballers, TV programmes, stadiums or venues, meals, obviously, and, of course, his last one is dinner guests. So we basically want your top 5 from each of these, and your first one is footballers, Dino. Who's first on your list?
Well, obviously, you're going to be no surprise to this, Gaz. Me working you on the circuit. Obviously, Paul Gascoigne for me was probably the best football I've ever graced a football pitch with. I think that it was my hero. I'm saying he's my hero because I came into football, obviously, when I was 20. So Gaz would have been at Newcastle then as a kid because he's only 2 years older than me. But I always used to get DVDs, watch DVDs when he was messing about with Gimme, Five Bellies, and going around, they were filming him, and he was just, he sort of reminded me as a character, prattling about all the time and messing about. And I was just obsessed with him in a sense of just getting his DVDs and watching him play. And he played with a smile on his face, and that's how I tried to play when I played. Is you've got a smile on your face, you're enjoying your work. But when I got an opportunity, when I went to Aberdeen, I tell the story when we played Rangers for the first time at Pataudry. It's always a packed house, against Aberdeen Rangers. The hatred between the supporters as well. There was apparently a bad tackle a few years ago on, I think it was Durant or whatever it was, and broke his leg. And there was that much hatred going on with the supporters that he carried right through, and it still does now, I think. And Rangers always pack stadiums out wherever they go, the supporters. And I remember Gazza coming out last for the warm-up, and it just erupted. The place just erupted. And first time I've ever obviously seen him in the flesh, and I just couldn't stop staring at him. I was I was warming up, and I kept, one of them things, I'm talking to myself going, stop looking at him. Do you know what I mean? I'm in awe of the kid. And I'm thinking, I'm going to have to play against him in a minute. But it was just unplayable, in and around players. He'd get the ball in tight areas. You know what it was like with his elbows, pushing, not going around elbowing. But I think he was quicker with the ball than he was without it, to be quite honest with you. And first 5 minutes, I've gone to try doing him, and he's reversed nutmeg me and started laughing. And I thought, fucking this play. People say out the game, oh, he can't be that good, he can't be this good. But when you're on the pitch and you're playing against these, these players, so I'm going to name here, he's just unbelievable. And, I had the pleasure, obviously, then becoming a friend of his, and obviously the same issues, really. I had issues and he's had issues, and we sort of bounced off each other. So, yeah, massive pleasure to play against my hero, in more ways than one, Gaz, as you know. Exactly. But it was just a nice fellow. I think he's one of them lads where he's a bit like myself, grounded, come from Newcastle, I came from Hull, played for your hometown club, just went to a local pubs like he used to do in his social club on a Sunday afternoon with his mates, and just be normal, really.
That was some Rangers team though when he was there. I mean, Brian Laudrup was there. Was he there?
Incredible. That apparently, because Andy Gorham become a good friend as well, and he said that in training, in say 8v8 games or 5, we call it 8v8 or whatever. He said he had to split Laudrup and Gascoigne. They couldn't put them on the same team in training. Fucking smash it all over. Do you know what I mean? But no, he's just a nice gentleman, really, and get a lot of bad press because what he's gone through. But
like you say, characters in the game, they've gone, haven't they? I mean, Bullard was probably the last one that we had.
Yeah, Jimmy. I played with Jimmy. Well, I was at Hull with Jim. Obviously, being out on the night out with him, he's absolutely crackers, Jimmy. But being him together is a car crash, really. But no, I think that for that, as you said there, guys, that team won 9 in a row. Gascoigne scored that trick against us at Ibrox to win 9 in a row. So yeah, they had like Richard Gough, great centre half. Obviously Stuart McCall, my ex-teammate at Bradford, was in midfield with Derek McInnes, Gascoigne, Durant, obviously Alan McCoy up front.
Yeah.
So yeah, it was was untouchable, really. I think that now, yeah, Rangers pissed the league this year, but you're never going to. That's probably the best Rangers team that anybody will ever see, really.
And I completely agree with Gascoigne. What he did in '90 as a young kid was brilliant, and '96 as well, superb.
Well, that's the thing, guys. You're watching them on TV, and then next minute you're grabbing him by the bollocks. You know what I mean? It's just like it was just surreal, you know, that obviously. But you know, I just like you say, I think that my dad used to say to me always, you know, remember where you come from. You know, don't be big time Charlie, because you might meet people on the way down. And Gazza was probably like that as well. You know, just a local hero, Castle, really.
So number 2 on your list, Dino?
Roy Keane had obviously privilege. Probably coming towards the end of his career, really. Not a box-to-box midfield player. And then when I played against him, just sat in midfield, give the ball to Scholes. But he never played more than 2 touch. You could not get near him. And I remember playing at Valley Parade, and when I was in the Premier League with Bradford, and I left one on him. I went down as Achilles. I thought I'll leave one on him, see if he'll react, see if he'll punch me or try get him sent off or whatever. And he never said a word. He never sort of like went, you this, you that, blah blah blah. He just got up and took the free kick, and then about 25 minutes later, he just come right through me.
Did he?
And just picked me up and went, now we're level, you know. Yeah. And it was just not just as a hard man, but just, you know, you couldn't get near him. You know, 2 touch, he just lend the ball to people, as he used to say, give it to people who can play. He could play himself, but give it to Giggs and Beckham and all these lads. And no, so for me, he's probably one of the hardest footballers I've ever played against, and probably, you know, one of the best.
You know, and as a pundit, Dean, you know, what do you think? Because he's certainly made a good transition in my book to being a pundit. He's one of the better ones, isn't he?
I love him because I love his honesty, and that's what you want. You know, I think us as ex-footballers, but as supporters now, when you're watching Sky, you know, and if I know that even if it's a bad game to watch, like Arsenal or something like that, you know, I thought I'd get that. If he's commentating or if he's doing it with Mika Richards, I'd just watch it for that.
Yeah.
Don't hold any tell the truth, and you know, if the poor, if you don't sugarcoat anything, he tells the truth, and I like that.
I love him winding Jamie Redknapp up as well. He's got him in his pocket, hasn't he?
Brilliant.
Absolutely. I mean, as a player, I bloody hated him because the Arsenal team, when Keane was around, if he hadn't been at Man United, would have won a lot more. But that
was like the famous argument in the tunnel, wasn't it, with Vieira, you know. And that's what you had from him. I think he was from a tough family anyway, guys. I think there was a bit of a tough anyway, you know, off the field as well. So, but I liked it in the sense that he'd look after his teammates. His standards were so high. I remember being when Brian Robson was manager at Bradford. Well, I was at Middlesbrough with Brian, but Terry Venables signed me. But then Robbo got the Bradford job, and I asked him. I said, "What was Keane like?" He went, "Unbelievable, like strict. You know, like his diet. He stopped drinking." You know, but he said he expected everybody else to do it as well. Yeah. You know, like people are teetotal. Some people like to go for a pint after a game. He said, and that's the only downside about him is that, yes, his standards was high and he set standards for his teammates, but he went too far. Do you know what I mean? So he'd never go at people. Why should you be drinking? You know, why are you eating a burger? Why, all that. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's probably the only criticism that I've heard of him, really, from Brian Robson, where unbelievable professional, worked hard in training, standards so high, and I get that because obviously Paul Ince was my captain before Gareth Southgate came in, and Ince was my captain at Middlesbrough, and he was in the same mould. You could tell they were both from the same mould. Sorry guys, and this is true. We beat Arsenal at Highbury 3-0 the day that Man United, the day that Man United won the league in the afternoon. So we played an early game at Highbury. And we beat Arsenal 3-0. And in the last 5 minutes, I just backheeled it to somebody and I give it away. And there was like 5 minutes left. The game's finished. We won the game 3-0. And he come in the change rooms. He come to me. He grabbed hold of me and went, "You fucking ever do that?" I went, "What are you on about?" He said, "Backheeling it." I said, "Oh, we'd won the game." And he said, "Shut or whatever." But he went, "Standards." And it's just mad how these lads have been brought up that way. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. Was that the 3-0 where Middlesbrough only had one shot on target and won 3? Was it Edu and Silvino on goals?
Yeah, so I won it. Sonny Adams on the heel and went in.
Right.
And then the left back, he just said, what was his name?
Silvino.
Goal.
Hamilton Ricard scored, I think, didn't he?
No, but own goal. And then the third goal was a great goal, actually. So I played it round the corner to Alan Boxic. He back-heeled it, and Amo sort of toe-poked it in the bottom corner to go 3-0. And obviously, subsequently, Man United won the league in the afternoon. They didn't even have to win because obviously Arsenal got beat. So, but no, the standards that Roy Keane and Paul Ince, people like that set was just incredible.
No, on the number 3 on your list?
Just a friend, really. It's just Peter Schmeichel. I did my coaching qualifications with Peter Schmeichel, and I had the pleasure of playing against him. And always reminded me, like Andy Gorham did, that I'd never ever scored against him. So it was, but like, it was just when we was on the coaching course, and we just instantly got really close to each other, just like, having banter and going out and eat, drink Guinness, and he was just a gentleman. And I'm thinking, wow, this man's he's a statue. Do you know what I mean? He was just his presence when he walked in a room, but he was such a quiet man, and obviously we all know what it was like as a goalkeeper. So it was my third one. I thought I couldn't put Norm in because he was shy. But no, Norm was my roommate at Middlesbrough, and he was an unbelievable goalkeeper as well. But I just went for Peter because obviously I got on really well in the coaching.
He seems like a lovely bloke. And someone was telling me the other day that he's a brilliant pianist.
Well, I wouldn't know that. But on the night out, I remember we did our coaching qualifications at Keele University, and it was when all the students were there then. And so we'd all go out after every day, every night we'd go out. And there was me, Steve Howie, and then Peter Schmeichel was there, and blah blah blah. And there was loads of women out all the time, beautiful girls like that. And everybody be around Big Pete. So next morning I got on the training ground, that hungover and that blah blah blah. She had to be on the training ground for 10 o'clock. And so they just going, "Are we out tonight then, lads?" What? I says, "Yeah, we're out. Yeah, we're out." So I says, "Pete, can you fucking stay in tonight, will you?" I said, "Why? Is there any chance of us fucking pulling a bed or what?" You know what I mean? Because all the birds were just round him. You know what I mean? I was like, "Just stay in. Just give us a break, will you?" You know what I mean?
You said about him being a pianist. When Denmark got to either the Euros or the World Cup, he actually wrote their song, the Danish song.
Did he really?
Yeah, the actual Dane. He wrote it.
Yeah.
Unbelievable. Yeah, great keeper. Best I've ever seen.
Yeah.
Well, number 4.
Paul Ince.
Right.
Paul, obviously on the same mould as Roy, but obviously when I went to Middlesbrough, I remember Sharpie saying to me, Sharpie was at Bradford, Sharpie came from Sampdoria on loan, and then I got moved to Borough, and Ince said, "Just be careful with it." Sharpie went, "Just be careful with Ince." I says, "What?" He said, I know what you're like. You're a bit of an angry and that. I went, "He'll try bullying you a little bit, like when you go in." And I went, "All right, okay." So I went in. So the first day I walked in, when Terry Venables signed me, and I walked in the change rooms, and he must have done his own work on me. And someone's walked through the door because I worked on a building site before I was a footballer, and someone's walked through. I walked in the change rooms, and he's the first person I saw him in no wheeling. And God bless him, Hugo Ekiog, and it was all in the corner. And I walked in, and Ince went, "Fucking hell, we must be struggling with Sam Bob the Builder." So I'm thinking, right, Sharpie's warned me. He's actually come for me straight away. So all of a sudden I went, "Yeah, that's how fucking bad you lot are." I said, "Terry Venables has signed me to bail you out, by the way." And I went, "Can I fix it?" "Yes, I can." And they just started laughing. And and now me and him just got on like a house on fire. We just, he'd have a laugh, he'd take the piss, and that's all he called me, Bob. He just go, "Oh, Bob." Even on the pitch, he called me Bob, not Dino. So for me, it was just again like Keno, coming to the end of his career really. But what a great player.
Yeah.
It was just big time. Yeah, it was, and he admitted he was big time. And he was just I remember on the training, I was pissing down at Hayworth Park, and it was absolutely lashing down, 10:30 in the morning. He's got on the training ground, and I went, and he's 34, I think he was at the time. I went into it, I said, "What the fuck are you doing here?" I said, "You got £4 million in the bank." I said, "It's pissing down with rain. You're in Middlesbrough." He went, "Bob." I went, "What?" He went, 18 million in the bank. I went, he went, "Yeah." He said, "Nah, I do this for love, not for money." And I thought, fair play. Yeah. But no, what a great player, what a great lad. Got a lot of bad press as well, obviously, calling himself the governor and all that. But for me, you know, I find people as I get them, and he was really good to me, to be fair.
Yeah. And your final footballer in your
I'm gonna go on the obviously respect that I came late into the game, Gaz, in the sense of 20. I've gone for Jamie Vardy. I think that from him playing at Stalybridge and then obviously, I think it was Fleetwood, wasn't it? It was there.
It was at Stocksbridge Park Steels, and Halifax, and Fleetwood.
I think I remember my father-in-law saying that he tried signing him for North Ferriby when he was at Stocksbridge, and when he become a professional footballer. And I just admire people like that who just don't give up. And I think he was a bit of a lad as well.
Yeah,
you know, bit of a lad, bit of a drinker, and this, that, and other, and that. But obviously, listen, like me from North Ferriby going to Hull City with Terry Dolan, all you want is an opportunity, and then you got to take that opportunity. And he's grabbed it with both hands, and he's probably even now at the age of 34, one of the best strikers in the Premier League. Yeah. So I put him down in the sense that, you know, his hard work and determination to get a professional contract, and then to do what he's actually done, he's just incredible. So I admire players like that. There's a lot of non-league players out there who are probably good enough to be professional footballers, but they haven't got the sacrifice. They don't sacrifice a life, and certainly sacrificed his life. And, you know, probably one of the best strikers in the Premier League.
Brilliant. Yeah, well,
a good set of 5 footballers there. So we move on.
Well, the thing is, someone once said that Gary Marshall and Rod Woodward would never amount to anything. And that person must be feeling very smug indeed now.
So we move on now to your TV programmes, Dino, and I'm going to guess what 3 or 4 of these are. I won't give it away. Go on then.
Yeah, well, you know, I'm actually watching it now. So Only Fools and Horses.
Oh, right.
Only Fools and Horses. I'm telling you this now. If I went on Mastermind, that would be my topic.
Would it?
Yeah, because I'm a bit of a weirdo like that. I actually remember all the names and the words, what they say. Like, I'm watching it now and I know what Del Boy's going to say before he even says it. It's just,
it is a classic, mind, isn't it?
It's a classic, and it's just. Do you know what? When I'm down and I'm in the house on my own, I put it on.
Yeah.
I put not just the good ones, just every one on really. And it's just makes me smile, and it's just like obviously the one where it went to Hull and back when they come across the Humber Bridge, and and they went in that. I remember because I used to go in that cafe with my dad when my dad was on dock. So I remember, and there's actually 3 Hull Kingston Rovers on the picture on the back of the wall when Denzel goes in the cafe when he's having his breakfast. And one of the rugby players was Mick Harrison. Now I worked out on the building site with Gary, his son. Oh. So the first thing I recognised was Mick Harrison on the picture. But no, for me, Only Fools and Horses, you just can't top it, I don't think. And
I think
you don't actually get bored of watching it. So I'm actually watching it now. Yeah, it's crazy.
Hey, Dean, if you had to stick your neck out and pick a favourite moment in Fools and Horses, what would it be? Because everyone's got a favourite.
Well, I think there's a couple in there, but the one with it when he falls off the bar, obviously, he's the main one, and the chandeliers.
That's yours, isn't it, Gaz? The chandeliers.
Oh, the chandeliers is my favourite, definitely.
Yeah, well, obviously, because I watched the outtakes of it, and they was saying that they only had one scene on that, Gaz, didn't they?
One take on it.
They only had one take on it, and Rodney was saying, like, it was going, you can't laugh, you can't, you know what I mean? And obviously with Grandad, it's nearly there, Del.
It's got the feel-good factor, hasn't it?
It's just a classic, and obviously Trigger, he's probably one of the funniest geezers you'll ever meet, And
different. One thing that we did learn about this from our producer, that Elizabeth Hurley was turned down for the role of Cassandra.
Really?
She went for the role of Cassandra and she didn't get it, obviously.
Well, I think was it Slater? He got offered the Del Boy job.
Oh, really?
Roy Slater, the copper. I think he got offered it. I think, and then obviously, I don't know if he turned it down or whatever. And then that's how David Jason got the role.
Amazing, absolutely amazing.
The thing about going through the bar, I think, it's the way he does it, because he just come.
He's rigid, isn't he?
Outstanding.
Obviously, there's a mattress there, isn't it? But it's not.
Don't spoil it.
it's the timing, guys, isn't it? It's the timing. Brilliant, mate. And I think what the timing is, because there's always like a trigger. I know a lot of thespians in the sense of actors, and they tell us like Jack Shepherd, who plays David Platt. You know, he tells me a few things, and I think the timing of the bar is when the barman pulls the thing up, but if you watch it again, he bangs the back of the thing, so then that cues David Jason to fall.
Oh.
And then triggers reaction when he turns fucking round looking for him.
That makes it that. Unbelievable.
When he said, what you banned from the pub for, he said, Mike's banned me from the pub for pinching a pork pie. He said, I don't even like pork pies. And then about 5 minutes later, he goes to the elbow, he goes in his side pocket, he goes, do you want a pork pie? Daft little things like that, you know what I mean? They're stupid, but they're just hilarious.
Genius. Brilliant. Genius. Great show.
What's number 2 on your list?
Emmerdale.
I knew it.
Emmerdale, obviously. I always said, people always ask me on Q&As or whatever, if you want a footballer, what would you want to be? And I always said I wanted to be an actor. Because I got brought up with the soaps when I was a kid. My mum and dad used to watch them. The only one my dad didn't watch was EastEnders, because she used to say, why would you want to watch that? All you get is people crying, dying, and they're miserable.
Yeah.
So Emmerdale for me, you know, again, you know, if I don't watch, like, stupid, isn't it? Playing golf last night, had a few beers across the road with my mate, and then I watched Emmerdale this morning, catched up on it. So, and then Coronation Street, and so yeah, Emmerdale, obviously being a soap freak.
Who's your favourite ever Emmerdale character?
I probably would say Kane. I think Kane Dingle. I think the Dingles just remind me of when I was growing up as a kid in my. But Kane, but I got pleasure to meet him, and as you say, I know Kelvin, who played Dandy Sugden.
Yeah.
So I know. So I played football against a few of them. They all play football in charity games.
Yeah, Danny Miller plays, doesn't he?
Danny Miller. Yeah. Well, his dad was on the circuit, wasn't he? His dad.
Yeah, Vince Miller. Remember Vince Miller, Rob?
Absolutely. Yeah, one of the best MCs.
Well, he was actually on the top table. He wasn't MCing. He was on the top table when I was doing when I was doing a gig in Manchester, and Danny come in. He was in the audience. So I think Kane Dingle for me. I think that obviously the bad boy, you know, all that sort of thing. So if anybody said what would you want to be, I'd be obviously Emmerdale or Corrie, but I'd like to play like a bad guy shagging loads of bed.
Well, I was quite surprised at the number of murders they've had on Emmerdale. It does kick off there now and again, doesn't it?
Yeah. Well, again, we'll go back to the next one. So my next one, Gaz, is obviously Coro. So I'm as you say, I'm a soap freak, and so you know, Will Mellor's just got on Coro, and I know Will, and I'm like, I tweeted him, messaging going, "You jammy, getting on there," and that, you know what I mean? And he was obviously on Hollyoaks and that one, but no, I think Coro is just a legendary program, isn't it? You know, Ken Barlow, how can you be in that? Barbara Knox, how can you be in a soap that long? You know, and they're just the legends of the soap thing. You know what I mean? Yeah. So, and I've been on the cobbles. So basically, the chance that I had, Gaz, was when they named the Windass family, and I thought, God, I've got a chance here. So Eddie Windass come into it with his wife and obviously Gary Windass. So my agent at the time, he says, "Oh, can you go on the cobbles and have a picture with the Windasses?" with Eddie out of Full Monty.
Yeah.
And I can't remember his real name. And so I went on the cobbles with Anna Windass, who was the mum, and Eddie, and we had a picture on the cobbles and that. And they were supposed to get married in the script. So they said, "Oh, if we get married in the script, will you come as an extra and sit in the church?" But then Eddie Windass got wrote out for some known reason. I don't know what happened. You got wrote out, so she never ended up getting married to him in the end. So that was my dream debut gone.
Oh man, but still, never say never. There might be a way back in.
Gary Windass is still in it, so you never know.
Yeah, that'd be super.
Yeah, Gary's. Yeah, Gary. I tell you what, he's from Scarborough, Gaz.
Is he?
Yeah. Somebody apparently, he texted me and somebody punched him and broke his jaw on a night out. So he couldn't act. He was out for 2 or 3 months because some jealous went up to him and punched him and broke his jaw. So yeah, so Scarborough he's Gary Windass, yeah.
So we've got Only Fools, we've got Emmerdale, we've got Cora. Come on, number 4.
EastEnders.
Oh,
EastEnders, it's got to be EastEnders. Well, what were you thinking of?
Well, I was hoping something else, but another. If your 4th one is Hollyoaks, there's something wrong with you.
No, there's not. No, listen, as you say, it's the knock on, isn't it? Emmerdale 7 o'clock, Cora 7:30, EastEnders 8.
Yeah, but you obviously went against the old man's advice because he had sort of tried to steer you away from that, hadn't he?
Well, we used to watch it. My dad used to, I don't know what my dad, my mum and dad, me and my mum used to watch it. So, well, that's when it first ever come out, EastEnders, you know. So, yeah, so that's my 3rd boring one.
My missus watches them all as well. The only good thing about EastEnders now, it's only about 23 minutes long.
Yes.
That's the good thing about it.
Yes. Yeah. To be fair, I watched it quite a while, guys, to be fair, but, you know, it is always on my bucket list.
Well, then your final one.
I'm going to surprise you here. The Chase.
Oh, The Chase. Yeah, that's actually popped up once before, hasn't it?
That's popped up once. Dr. Kevin Jones has picked The Chase.
Yeah.
Who?
Dr. Kevin Jones.
Oh, yeah.
He's picked The Chase. Why The Chase? Why?
Because you've got 3 choices and you can guess at one of them. So it's easier when you sat in here. I'd like to go on the celebrity one, I think, but
I'd love to see you on the celebrity one as well.
I don't think I'd be very good at it, but I'd love a go. But yeah, when you're watching it, sometimes I surprise myself. I am quite intelligent when I want to be, I think. But
God, I bet you clean up on Only Fools and Horses questions.
Well, that'd be ideal, wouldn't it? That'd be ideal. But if I went on Mastermind, that'd be my topic. So you know what I mean. So, but no, I think that The Chase, I watch it every night at 5 o'clock, and you know before the news comes on. So yeah, I picked The Chase. Bradley Walsh. I played golf with Bradley as well, and football. So he's quite a humble guy as well. So.
Oh yeah, he used to play for Brentford, didn't he?
Yeah, well, we played a charity game at Valley Parade, and he was trying to ring me. Somebody's ringing me again.
That's Bradley on the phone.
No, he'll go off in a minute. So no, he played in the charity game, and he tried just organising everything. He wanted to bonus free everything, but he wasn't a very good footballer anyway. Put it that
way. He's back.
He's back.
So there we go. Only Fools and Horses, Emmerdale, Cora, EastEnders, and The Chase.
Yes.
I mean, you think of all the great double acts. I'm talking Stan and Ollie, Abbott and Costello, Little and Large, Cannon and Ball, Higgle and Pace, Zig and Zag, Mike and Bernie Winters, the Crankies, the list goes on. And Gary and Rod, they're just not them, are they?
Yes.
Now, you're the first person to pick stadiums.
Am I?
So what are your top 5 stadiums / venue?
I think it was quite an easy one for me to pick, guys, to be fair. I think that before the new stadiums come out, I probably played at every stadium in the football. So, obviously, name some new stadiums now, guys, that I haven't played at. Brighton, not played there.
Emirates?
At the old one.
Emirates?
Yeah, I played there.
You played the Reebok?
Played at the Reebok. But no new ones that come out now. Not played at Brentford's new one.
Yeah, that's a brand new one, isn't it? Cardiff's new stadium.
apart from that, every stadium I played at.
Wow, amazing.
Absolutely. So my favourite, my first, and it's a no-brainer, and I'm sorry, guys, but it's Liverpool, it's Anfield.
Anfield, right.
I think that, what touched me, obviously, when we played them on a Monday night live on Sky and actually scored the first goal, it's a worldie against Westerveld at the Cop End. But I remember running out.
Who was that for, Bradford or Hull?
Yeah, Monday Night Football. It was live on Monday Night Football, and we went 1-0 up after about 15 minutes. A smash one right in the top corner, and the Cop just went silent. And we ended up getting beat 3-1 in the end. But I remember the one memory out there was when they started singing "You Never Walk Alone." So when Stuart McCall and Sammy Epia went in the middle to toss the coin, that's when they started singing it, and I was actually like goosebumps on the back of my neck. I was actually singing it.
Wow.
Do you know what I mean? When I'm looking around and they've got the scarves up, and I, what I'm like, I cry at Emmerdale. So I'm quite an emotional person, and I had actually tears in my eyes before I'm going to play. So the hairs on the back of my neck was just, but the atmosphere was just, and there's like a theme to these games because you'll understand what the theme is. But Liverpool for me is probably one of the top ones.
You can see, Dean, this season with no fans, the effect this had on them. The way that Cop almost sucks the ball into the net, doesn't it?
Yeah, and listen, I think with no supporters, some people can't handle in big crowds, and some people can. And it suits some players that they're not getting slagged off, but other players do. But listen, to actually play there and to score at the Cop End was just was a great night. Obviously getting beat, but it was a great night and a great experience.
It's almost unbelievable to think that wasn't their home. It could have gone to Everton, couldn't it, if they hadn't have moved out? Yeah.
So listen, they're the old grounds that we're going to talk about because they're the ones with a better atmosphere.
Yeah.
Anfield number 1, number 2.
Glasgow Rangers.
Ibrox.
As you say, running out there, obviously watching my son play there, and obviously when they're singing Penny Arcade and that. Wow, again, emotionally, I just think you run out there, you only have like probably 1,500 away supporters, and the rest is 49,000 fucking jocks, I got absolutely hammered, you fat English bee and all this, they used to get called. But, what a stadium to play on, and as you say, Andy Gorham reminds me, like Big Pete did, never ever scored against Rangers. Really? Never ever scored, and I played against them, 16, 17 times and never ever scored, and never ever beat them.
How long were you at Aberdeen?
2.5 years.
Right. Of course, you're playing 4 times a season, don't you?
Yeah. So obviously semi-finals and whatever. Yeah. So no, Ibrox for me is up there as well.
It's a magnificent. I watched them. I used to live in Edinburgh years ago, and I was a Hearts fan, so I went to see them. At Ibrox. Hearts drew 1-1. Jimmy Bones scored that day, but hell of a stadium.
But I tell you what, that's another stadium, Gaz. Hearts.
Tynecastle.
Great stadium.
Beauty.
Right on top of your support.
What they do with the scarves as well, different class.
It's just the purple seats, So that's very intimidating. But for me, playing against Hearts, Gaz, again, must played against them 12, 15 times. And I scored against them every time but one.
Really?
That was a team that every time we played Hearts, and they were 4th, we were 3rd, Celtic, then Rangers. And Jim Jeffries was a manager, and then Jim Jeffries become a Bradford City manager, and he sold me to Middlesbrough. And the first day he walked in, he went, "Am I glad to be on your side now?" He said, "Because you scored every time against Hearts apart from one."
Wow.
But yeah, that was a good stadium for me.
That was one of the reasons I loved watching you on Saturday, Dean, was because, you seemed to become part of the atmosphere wherever you were.
Yeah, listen, you're not like that because you're a boy. Somebody's ringing me again.
That's Jeff Stelling, no?
It's got to be Jeff Stelling getting you back, surely.
Yeah. Hold on, it'll go off in a minute.
I know Jeff was... he's sort of very complimentary to Dean, wasn't he? He was one of his favourites. You could always see that when he was talking to him.
He used to love Dean, didn't he?
No, I just think that when you play, and I'd have banter with supporters, and they'd give me grief, and my kids used to say, you know, when my kids were little, Dad, why do they call you fat? Be an artist. And I was never ever fat. I was just a stocky lad. And I said to my kids, when they stopped calling me that, I'm not doing my job properly, you know. But then you come out of the ground and you're away in them days where you sign your programs. And I come out the ground and they say, can you sign my program? And I go, I bet you called me a fat bee today, didn't you? I go, yeah, I did, but I wish you played for us. Do you know? And that I got, and I love supporters where they just came hammer me, absolutely hammer me. I remember once we were playing at Rotherham, and we're at Rotherham, and this bloke, he's the biggest man. I don't think he even could get in his seat. He was that big, right? Fat, big, 6 foot odd. And I remember throwing, he was slaughtering me. And I was like trying to wind him up, and I was going like that and going, I'm fucking minted. Sit down, right? And he blah, 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 blah. And I went, shut up, you fat bee. And he got out of his chair and he like pitch cap. And he was like, and the referee's pulled me off and he's gone, Dean, fucking stop winding people up. Like. I said, well, it's all right for him to call me a fat bastard, but I can't call him one. I said, look at the size of him. And honestly, the banter, I just love the banter. I just love people having a go at me for some known reason. But then when you stick the ball in the back of the net, you run to the fat man, don't you, and get your belly out, and then that's it.
Run to the fat man.
The fat man, and get your belly out. Get your six pack.
Right, we'll go on. What's number 3 on your list?
Everton, Goodison.
Goodison, right.
Goodison. Same old, you know, as you say, old grounds. You know, great atmosphere.
Yeah.
Managed to win there for Middlesbrough there and scored. So, yeah, for me, you know, obviously, it's just that the right, you know, and they are great supporters as well. To be fair, I think that they get behind the team. As you say, the downside again is that the away supporters go in a bit like Newcastle, where they put the away supporters right in the top corner, and you can't. You're on. Do you know what I mean? But for me, them sort of tight grounds, I love playing at Goodison.
Yeah, Goodison for me, I think, is probably my favourite away ground. To be fair,
it's a great pitch.
Proper old-fashioned ground, isn't it? And
yeah, it's brilliant, and a great, as you say, a great atmosphere.
Remember Perry Grove scoring one on a Sunday there. Arsenal won 1-0. Great day.
Yeah. That's the only time we won there, wasn't it?
No, we won all the time, mate. All the time. Well, the number 4.
Celtic.
Right, okay.
Parkhead.
Yeah.
Again, another experience of goosebumps running out, 70,000. And my dad said to me once, he said, when you run out like that, he said, just go like that and just tap yourself on the shoulder as you're going out, you're saying, like, you've actually made it now. You know, when you're going out, and again, Celtic, unbelievable team. You know, Tom Boyd, Di Canio, Van Hooijdonk, Andres Tom, John Collins, Peter Grant. Who's the midfield player? Who's the manager now? Paul Lambert. So they had a great.
Did you play against Larson? Was Larson there when you were there?
Stubbsy at the back with Malky Mackay.
What about Sutton and Hartson? Were they there when you were there?
No. I was at Bradford when Hearts and Suts went there. Yeah.
Right.
But no, what unbelievable! It was one of them, and now Josh said the same. I know I did play in a Glasgow derby, but it was that loud. You come off with headache.
Really?
And we got beat 5 one night. Oh God! But you don't just hear them cheering when they score; they're just at it constantly. You know, singing and whatever. And you know, like when I described it as a seashell. Do you know when you listen to a seashell?
Yeah.
And it's wow. That's what your ears are like constantly, because the noise was constant. And Josh, I said to Josh, when you play at Parkhead, it's unbelievable. I said, obviously in the derby as well, there'll be even more. And he come off and I said, how do you find it? He said, Dad, I said, I've got a fucking headache. I went, I did. I got a headache because the noise is continuous. And again, I scored against Celtic once at Aberdeen when we won 1-0. But apart from that, it's the only time I'd won. I never scored there. You know, as you said, Rangers and Celtic were streets ahead of us. There was first and second, we was always third.
Have you ever been to a game in Scotland, Rod?
No, I never have. No, I'd love to go. Absolutely love to go. And you hear about that legendary atmosphere.
If you get a chance to go to an Old Firm,
Oh, Christ.
it'll blow you away, mate.
That's got to be on a bucket list, hasn't it, that?
Listen, mate, and for your like, listen, when I played there, it was just incredible. And then to watch your son go out and you see what the singer's song about our Josh, but I took 6 of my mates from Hull. Josh got us tickets and that, and we went out in the pubs on the night before the game and then the day before the game. And I've never witnessed an atmosphere in pubs like that in my life. And as soon as they saw me, they were like, they wouldn't leave me alone. But like they sang the song, I wanna sing the sash with Josh Windass. Please, please, please don't take me home. Take me home. And they're singing my son's name, and I'm physically crying in this fucking pub.
It's amazing.
The lads my mates are going, how proud you must be. I can feel myself welling up now talking about it. And then when he ran out against Celtic, he made his debut against Celtic at Ibrox. I now know how my dad felt. When I scored the goal at Wembley, my mate said he was in the pub and he went, you've never seen your dad so fucking proud. He was probably the tallest man in Hull that day. Yeah. And I get it now. I never got it when people told me. I went, oh yeah, whatever. My dad was in the pub watching the game. He didn't want to go to Wembley. Yeah, but I get it now. When Josh walked out of there for the first time, and then they was singing 50,000 singing, I want to sing the sash with Josh Windass. Fucking just got me.
Beautiful.
So your fifth one, I'm guessing, is it Wembley?
It is, Gaz, without a shadow. Never got the chance to play there as a young man. I went there when Manchester United played Liverpool in a Worthington Cup, I think it was. Years ago, I went to watch Hull v Rovers in the Challenge Cup final when I was a kid at the old Wembley, but never got the experience to play at the old Wembley. And then when, obviously at the age of 39, when I got the opportunity and we won, and obviously a great day for myself and my family and the city. But obviously to run out again, 86,000 people, 30,000 behind the goal at Hull, at the Hull end. The only regret, Gaz, I didn't score at the Hull end.
Yeah.
It's not a massive regret, but people say I should have scored the goal at our end. But just a great experience, great atmosphere. I get now why people get cramped when I used to watch FA Cup finals with my dad with a scarf around me, watching all the day when they're going on the bus. And for me to go out there, I get now why they used to get cramp. When they used to go down with cramp in the FA Cup. Ballers go down with cramp, they're fit. But it's just the all occasion.
Yeah.
Obviously on that day at pitch side, the reading of the heat was 100 degrees at pitch side. And I get why people get cramp, because and that's with my experience of playing in big games, and that's what I tried to say to the lads. You got to play the game and not the occasion, because you can get wrapped up in the occasion, and then all of a sudden the game's gone and you got beat. So for me, Wembley's obviously got to be up there.
Were Josh and Jordan down there at Wembley?
Yeah, I was married at the time, so Ellen was there as well. So the kids were there, yeah, and the scenes afterwards on the bus, and the open top bus in Hull, and the kid Josh was on the bus with us, and Jordan was a little bit later. He was downstairs, but yeah. Josh was dancing and singing, and that. Yeah, it was just a great moment, really.
Brilliant. Fantastic. And 5 great stadiums: Ibrox, Celtic Park, Anfield, Goodison, and Wembley. So we're moving on to your fourth choice, and it is meals, which has amazed me. Honestly, I couldn't believe it, but the food absolutely amazed me.
Well, do you know what, Gaz? Funny you should say that. I am not a big eater.
Believe it or not, neither am I.
Are you not?
No, I'm not a massive eater, no.
That is true, actually. You're not, Gaz. To be fair, when we've been out, I never mind splitting the bill with you.
I just basically eat late.
Eat late, yeah. You eat at the wrong time. But when I do eat, obviously I know there's a few down here, but I've always obviously been a footballer. You always eat healthy anyway. So like your pasta, your jacket potatoes, your beans, your whatever, all the carbs that you can get in you. So, but I've never ever been a big eater. I get full very, very quick, and but I only have one meal a day, and probably that's it. Do you know what I mean? I could actually go without eating all day, and it wouldn't bother me.
Yeah, I couldn't do that.
When you start eating, you can't fucking stop. That's the problem.
Well, then what's your first meal then?
Well, it's my first one. I've mentioned it because it's the only thing I can cook. Spag bol.
Spag bol. Can't go wrong there. Brilliant.
Spag bol. With it, the one thing about it is you can chuck anything in it.
I was going to say, do you chuck it all in there?
Everything what I can get my hands on.
Yeah.
How do you start it off? Carrots, celery.
No carrots.
Celery.
No. So what I do? Obviously, get the mince.
Oh, get the mince. Yeah, I'm writing this down.
Get the mince, stick it in. Cook your mince. Get your garlic sauce, the
bit of paste.
Bolognese sauce.
Oh, bolognese sauce, yeah.
But before I put the bolognese sauce on, you drain the mince to get all the water out of it. Then you put your red onions in.
Right.
Then you put your mushrooms in.
Oh yeah.
Then you put your chilies in.
Chilies?
Oh yes. Got to be hot, guys. It's got to be hot.
Okay.
Yeah, we have chilies in ours. You've got to have chilies. Yeah.
Yeah. But the only thing I can't get to grips with is how much pasta to put in. But I get long strips of pasta.
I like the long strips.
And bend them in the hot water so they bend and then cook.
You've got to have it. Are you a dry bolognese man, or do you like it saucy?
No, saucy. Got to be wet.
Innit? Yeah.
Yeah. And then to finish off with you sprinkling your cheese on top.
Parmesan
cheese on top, guys.
Perfect.
Bread.
And are you a Dolmio man or a Ragu or a Lloyd Grossman or
Dolmio for me?
Dolmio. Yeah. I had you down as a Dolmio man.
The garlic one. So yeah, and then your long garlic bread. Bosh. And that's it.
Bit of black pepper.
Salt. No, don't like pepper. Salt.
Fair enough.
Oh, and then a little bit, if you want, to make it even more, a bit of Tabasco sauce on top.
Chili con carne.
That is your Dolomio day.
Basically, what you do, we put them, and then some red kidney beans.
Yeah. To be fair, I put Tabasco sauce on my cornflakes if I could.
Right, that's your spag bol. Number 2.
Steak and chips.
Yeah, I'll go along with that one.
Which cut of steak?
Ribeye.
Yeah.
Ribeye, steak and chips, medium to well.
Yeah, I'm with you on that.
Brown sauce, onion rings.
Brown sauce?
Oh, got to have brown sauce and everything. I don't like red sauce.
Brown sauce on steak?
Yeah, I
can't believe that. I'm going along with everything he says there. I prefer the brown sauce on the steak.
I don't like mustard.
I like French mustard.
I do like the mustard, to be fair. Yeah,
I can't stand mustard.
Right, so we got onion rings. Have we got mushrooms as well?
Mushroom steak, mushrooms on top. But the big one, the big ones.
Oh, the biggie, yeah.
Stick that on top here, and then gravy.
Gravy and brown sauce.
Yeah, mad innit? And even gravy with brown sauce with salt and vinegar.
Yeah, that's the first point you've lost me there. With the gravy.
Put salt and vinegar on everything, on gravy and everything. Yeah.
Do you?
So if I got the chips, if I got the chips,
yeah, I'm with you on that. Chips and gravy chips. Yeah, I'm with you on that.
If I got a chip here, then fish and chips, and put gravy on top of my fish and chips, I'll put salt and vinegar on top of my gravy.
So you'd have the salt, the gravy, the vinegar, and the brown sauce.
Yeah.
Oh, right. Okay.
Yeah.
I've got it written down. It's down. So
yeah.
Number 3.
It might be one of them things like Heston Blumenthal, where it sounds wrong, but then you taste it and then you go, oh yeah,
beautiful.
Yeah.
Yeah, beautiful.
Heston Windass.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a strange meal, but it's fucking nice.
What's number 3?
As you say, it doesn't look the best, but it tastes nice. Number 3, obviously fish and chips.
Obviously.
As you say, if you don't put the gravy on, because I don't really put gravy on fish and chips, but I'll put it on mistake, but just fish and chips, loads of salt and vinegar, so it's actually dripping off my paper.
Don't mind that at all.
And then chip spice on top.
Chip spice?
Do you know what chip spice is? They only do it in Hull, I think. No?
No.
So it's what you get. Where would you get chip spice from? You get it from Italian restaurants where they put that, it's like brown stuff, and they put it all over your chips, and it's a flavour. So if you ever get a chance to go buy some chip spice, I'll get you some. I'll bring you some on the Monday Club. Absolutely unbelievable on your chips.
It's not like the Scottish thing, because the Scottish thing used to be salt and sauce, wasn't it? But it was like a vinegar brown sauce.
No, like a little tube.
Yeah.
It's got holes at the top. And so when you go to Chippy in Hull, you go, can I have fish and chips, loads of salt and vinegar and chip spice, please? And
chip spice, I'm writing that down. Chip spice in brackets.
Google chip spice, and if you can get it in Donny, I'm telling you, on your chips is absolutely unbelievable.
I'm going to look out for that. I don't think I could ask for it in Giovanni's, because it'd be like chip spice, and they come with peas, and I say, what's that? He goes, it's chip spice.
Yeah.
Spice.
Trouble is, like, Hull's probably, nobody's here the patties, have they?
No.
Fish patty?
A patty? No, just a patty.
Yeah, I've heard of it.
So it's like a little, basically, it's just tatty with batter on top.
Yeah.
Oh, here we are. Chip spice. If you put chip spice into Google, it says chip spice Hull.
Does it?
Yeah.
Wow.
There we go. I might try and introduce that to Mackin.
Chip spice Hull. What is Hull chip spice? Invented in the 1970s in the city of Hull. Claimed to be inspired by American seasonings chip spice.
Yeah.
There you go.
Well, you could, so like if you go to Domino's, yeah, that's what they naturally just put chip spice on your chips. That's the one.
Well,
that's the
bit of chip. I'm all over that chip spice.
Well, we were talking about Line of Duty, weren't we, in the Chizzes, where they send like covert undercover people into other chip shops. They're chip spies, aren't they?
Someone's ringing him again.
There we go.
Who's back?
No, it's me.
That'll be Hastings. Jesus, Mary and the baby donkey.
Hold on, my low battery mode. Hold on. Let me just plug me in. There you go. I'm in.
Well, then number 4.
English breakfast.
Full English.
Full English.
Black pudding.
Got a black pudding.
Good lad.
Brown sauce.
Yeah, I'm all with that. And brown sauce on that. No problem at all.
Can't beat a full English.
Hash brown.
Hash browns, mushrooms.
Fresh or tinned tomatoes?
Oh no, tinned.
Tinned.
Tinned tomato.
Beans.
What's the bread?
Fried bread.
Fried bread.
I'll tell you, a bit of haggis is nice with a cooked breakfast, isn't it?
Yeah.
I've had that in Scotland.
I like a bit of haggis with a cooked breakfast.
Beautiful.
Well, I've had haggis when I played for Aberdeen, yeah, but you can't beat a good Sunday breakfast.
Amazingly, John Parkin picked that as well.
He did.
Never.
And Matt Letitia.
Really? Wow.
But his was more like a semi-breakfast.
Right.
He wouldn't have black pudding on it, which is
no, you got a black
full English.
His was like an artisan breakfast, wasn't it, in a wrap that they do down on the south coast.
Unbelievable.
Man's a heart attack breakfast. Never mind a heart.
And your final choice of meal?
I'm going to go for a sandwich here, Gaz. Right? And because I've been working with this building company, I sort of tempt to have one every morning.
Rex Tech?
No, Rex Tech. Get me on there, yeah. So,
for all your building needs, Rex Tech.
You're going to be amazed at this.
Go on.
Sausage and onion sandwich with brown sauce, but raw onion.
Oh my God! Wow. Yeah.
Sausage and raw onion, like when you go to Hull Fair, you get a sausage and onion sandwich, but they cook the onions
It's not like a hot dog, is it? It's proper sausage.
So it's a proper sausage with in a bread cake.
Oh, right. So it's not in like a right. Okay.
You can get it in a baguette if you want, but I get the soft bread, the bread cake, and they asked you if you want it cooked or raw, and I have it raw.
I like the sound of it. To be fair,
hey, best taste ever, by the way.
What sausage are we talking? Cumberland, or are we talking Richmond Walls?
But I don't really know. It's just from Copeland's, guys.
Oh, Copeland. That's another that's another northern place, isn't it? We haven't got a Copeland.
Yeah, we've just had a Copeland's open in Bessica, so I might nip up there this afternoon.
I've heard about the Copeland's custard slices.
Onion sandwich with brown sauce, but don't get them to cook them. Just put red. If you can get red onion, the better. But if they haven't got red onion, you've got to go with normal.
Hey, Gaz is loving this episode because, Dean, normally we get a lot of Welsh references. Obviously, our producer's Welsh, and we've had a few Welsh guests on and what have you. But today he's readdressing the balance because we've had
no Welshness at all in this.
Yeah.
No.
The producer tried to get one in right early on, and I ignored it, but I'm going to put it in now. Evidently, the barman, you know, when Del Boy fell through the bar, the barman was Welsh. Unbelievable.
It was as well.
And what's this Rex Tech? That's obviously a northern. I've never heard of that.
Rex Tech, that's the company for all your building needs.
Oh, is that right? Okay, I thought it was a pile ointment.
No, so what I did was when we was in lockdown, my mate, I've known him at school, and he had a few problems. Like a few years ago with drinking drugs, and obviously he had his own building company, but he sort of went off the rails a little bit. And then he stopped the drink and the drugs, and he got himself back, and he pulled me in the garage, and he just says, I'm a bit nervous to come and speak to you. And I went, what are you on about, you daft git? You know what I mean? He's only about 30 odd, the kid. He says, you wouldn't help me with my building company, would you? Like we obviously with all your followers on Twitter, and put my van and they, you know, just promote it really. So he said, just come and work for me a couple of days a week, go price jobs up. So like I'd be going into houses like this is a classic. So we went to so eventually I put some money into the company, so then I get commission off everything I get. And so anyway, I went. He said, "Oh, we've got to go look at this extension we're building. The knocking it right through open plan and that." It was about 60 odd grand we quoted it at. It was massive. So I said, "I'll go in my car because I've got to go do something later on." And he went in the van. So I said, "I'll meet you there. Just send me the postcode." So I gets there. I've got the Shrek's Tech sort of hoodie on what I wear, and I knocked on this woman's door, this couple's door who were doing the house, and she opened the door, and she went, "No," and I went, "Yeah, I'm just." She went, "Have we won the postcode lottery?" She went, "You're Dean Windass." I went, "Yeah. I've come to price you fucking your extension up." She says, "No." I said, "Yeah, Rex Tech." I said, "It's part of my company now." I said, "I do it with Andy." I said, "Andy's on his way." She went, "I thought I won the fucking postcode lottery." And then, but every time I go to people's houses, you know, Andy's got the brains. He does all that, and all they want to talk about is football. And then all of a sudden they'll just go, "Yeah, we want you to do the job." So it gets the job over the line, really.
Yeah, good idea.
So at the minute, we've had £1 million turnover last year, and we've got 9 HMOs in Lincoln, which is student houses. We've got 3 HMOs in Hull, and we've got jobs right up till next year now. We have to send jobs away, so it's gone quite well.
Yeah, for all your building needs, Rex Tech from Hull.
That's it.
So your final one, everyone chooses these, and we've got a little table going. Dinner guests, dead or alive. You're at the dinner table with 5 people. Go on then, number 1.
Because he's dead, my dad.
Mr. Windass.
Yeah, my dad. I think obviously you know more than anybody, guys, how much I miss him. And
Christ, yeah.
But 12 years now he's been gone, and so that's obviously a massive blow in my life. So if I had the opportunity, you know, then he'd be the first one to walk through the door.
Yeah. Good man.
Me too. Definitely, yeah.
Yeah.
Next one.
Yeah, I'm with you on that. Not a problem at all.
Yeah. next one, Elvis Presley.
Elvis is now joint top with 3.
Yeah.
Really?
Yes, on the list.
He's on.
I think that obviously there coincides with obviously when my mum and dad were together. Every Sunday morning when I was in bed, my mum would be cleaning up, my dad would be pottering around and whatever, and Elvis would be on constant. No, nearly everywhere to every song. But when it comes on, it reminds me of my dad. So Elvis Presley for me is just a legend. You know, another bucket list, guys. If I ever get an opportunity to go to Graceland, if I could.
Yeah.
Hey, Dean, ask Gaz if he does an Elvis impression.
Go on.
No, ask me. Can you do
an impression?
Uh-huh.
I knew it was coming, Gaz. That's right.
Oh, bollocks in you. Look at you. That's made your day, that. That's made your day.
We tried to bang it out of him again.
Knock at the door like that. Ding dong. Hello, it's Dean Windass from Rextech. Ask me if I know Elvis Presley. Do you? Uh-huh.
I just felt that the last time we did it, we didn't get the most out of it. And I really tried to tee it up for you again.
Oh, I think you should do it every single episode.
I am going to do it. I'm going to do it until somebody actually laughs.
Which made Dean say, look at his little face now. He loves it.
I think it's fucking rubbish.
It still made you look at that. Honestly, we were well enough about your dad. Now you smile. I've got you back. I've got you back at it.
You got me.
So we've got your dad and Elvis. Who's number 3 on your list?
Sylvester Stallone.
Sly.
Hey guys, you're doing a Sylvester Stallone impression.
Oh, mate. Yeah, I can do it. But, hey, yo, Paulie.
Oh, Paulie.
Hey, Father, come on. Father, come on. If I get beat up tonight, it won't be so bad.
Yeah, that's good. That's really good, that. I like that.
Hey, yo, Adrian. There you go.
Yeah.
If I would actually, like people say to me, when I don't get it, and I know that I do get it in the sense I understand when people come up to you all the time asking for photos and this, that, and other. I don't really get it, but that's just what it is, isn't it? But if I saw Sylvester Stallone in a restaurant, I'd have to.
Yeah, I met him once. I went over to do the Calzaghe fight. I was doing a gig over there, and we went over with Enzo, Joe's father, when he was fighting Bernard Hopkins, and then there was like an after-show party in the Planet Hollywood, and I got locked outside. We couldn't get in, and then all of a sudden Enzo comes through, and he says, "Come on through." And the first person I bumped into inside was Stallone, and it's like you say, that starstruck thing. You can't quite equate to them being in the room. You've only ever seen them on the screen. It's quite surreal, isn't it?
Yeah. Oh, well, I think, Gaz, you know that story about, obviously, when Razor met Sean Connery, don't you?
Yep. Yash.
Well, yeah. Do you know what I mean? And
yeah.
Razor said, like, I couldn't believe that Sean Connery walked in the restaurant. He said, I had to go over and have a, do you know what I mean? Have a picture. And obviously, I can't tell the story, can I? But if Sly walked in the restaurant, I think I'd have to go up and say, look, can I have a selfie, mate, please?
Yeah.
And he'd recognise me, but I don't think he would.
Are you from Rextech?
Do you eat sausage and rolly and sandwiches?
Do you put chilies in your fucking spag bol? You mentalist.
Yeah.
I said to the wife the other day, I went, Adrian! And she said to me, Adrian! Because at the minute we're going through a bit of a rocky patch. Is he smiling? Is he smiling?
I'm smiling.
Go on then, number 4.
Cheryl Cole.
Really? I wonder why.
Fucking hell. Cheryl Cole. Crazy, man. Honestly, what is Ashley?
Music.
I just think I love the accent anyway. I love the Geordie accent anyway. But then she's just incredible, man, isn't she?
Where's Linda, by the way?
That work.
That's all
right. Yeah, so you've got to have a bed on there, and she's the one. She's the one for me. I think that if anybody said, you know, who would you want to marry? That'd be it.
What if Sly took a bit of a liking to her?
Well, he's an ugly bastard. She wouldn't, would she?
Well, you've got to fight for this love. That's the main thing.
Oh, well in, Gaz.
Oh, listen, I've got them all.
You're on fire.
Look at him. Look at him there. It's the best 3 minutes of his life. This. So you've got your dad, Elvis, Sylvester Stallone, Cheryl Cole for a bit of eye candy, I'm guessing, and your final choice, Dino.
Amanda Holden.
Oh, wow. Amanda Holden, for similar reasons?
She just looks dirty, doesn't she? How was Les Dennis pulled there, by the way?
Exactly.
Just looks dirty.
So if she's going to pull Les Dennis, she's got to come for me, isn't she?
It's not the dinner party, this.
You got to have two birds on your table, haven't you? You know what I mean? You can't have all men.
Do you watch that thing that's on Saturday night now? This about The Voice. Have you watched that, Rod?
I've not seen it. No.
Oh, it's the most ridiculous thing. Have you not seen it? Do you know?
They go out the sing.
Well, they make out this thing. You can't hear them singing. They're only miming.
Yeah.
It's the weirdest bit of television, but I love it.
Good, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah. It's like Masked Singer.
So,
That
yeah.
shouldn't work, but it does.
Yeah, she does something for me. I don't know why. She just does.
There's your next advert. It's dirty Amanda Holden in a shower, washing you down, singing "When I'm Cleaning Windass."
Oh. I tell you what, I won't last very long.
Well, that's a real mixed choice, that, you know, and one that you couldn't see coming. I think it's.
Oh, I couldn't see that. Honestly, I wouldn't have thought about Amanda Holden on any of these dinner parties, but I'm delighted we've got her on.
Well, I wish Amanda Hall would see me coming.
Hey, brilliant, Dean. That's absolutely fantastic. Some great choices there, Gaz. He's actually started chronicling all of these choices, and he's putting together a little list for the book when it comes out.
When we get the book out, it'll be there. And
yeah, well,
called.
I'm nearly finished my second book, Gaz. So.
Oh yeah, that's coming out. I thought you'd finished that.
Because was in pandemic, one way couldn't go to the lad's house and record it.
How many pages you got to do, or?
I think he's just tying up the loose ends now and getting all the pictures and things like that.
What's it called?
Life After Football.
Okay.
Brilliant. Hey, well, we wish you well with all of that, Dean, and with everything else. There's lots going on, and
I wish you well.
We'll see you in Coronation Street one day.
I wish you well with your chip spice and your onion sandwiches.
We're on to it.
Don't worry. Hey, listen, I've enjoyed this, and like Jeff Stelling said years ago, you're that shit, you're good.
That was a great compliment. It's the best compliment I've ever had in my life. So he rang me up. I was on my way. I missed a goal at Middlesbrough. And it was Barry Robson got sent off, and I missed it. I thought he'd get substituted. And he went, somebody's been sent off, Dean, haven't they? I went, have they? And I wasn't concentrating, Jeff. So anyway, when I was driving home, my phone went, and he went, Dino, it's Jeff Sterling. I went, hi, mate. He went, fucking brilliant today. And I went, Jeff, I honestly didn't see it. I didn't. He come to me, I was looking away. I thought he was getting some blah, blah, blah. I said, next minute, he's got the red card. You say this, I said that. I said, I think I'm going to get sacked. I'm going to get bollocking. He went, you just be yourself, Dean. He said, everybody knows you're thick as fuck. He said, but you're that shit, you're good at this. And I thought he was taking the piss, but then he was very complimentary of me, I think.
That's lovely. Well, if Jeff says it, it's got to be right.
Hey, it's been a pleasure, mate.
Oh, Josh is on now. Get it on, kid.
12:30. Oh, by the way, this is a massive game.
So, if Sheffield Wednesday win this,
yeah,
and Swansea beat Derby,
yeah,
Sheffield Wednesday played Derby last game of the season.
Oh, and that'll be the biggest game of the season. That
unbelievable. Two
massive sides that could go to the third tier.
Huge.
Yeah, massive game. Fingers crossed for Wednesday. I've got quite a few Wednesday fans, so
brilliant.
Cheers, boys.
Thank you very much.
Pleasure.
All the best. Take care.
Yeah, Yeah, I like the Gimme 5 podcast because, it's crazy.
Dean Windass there, absolutely fantastic. Well, if Ken Dodd had an aspiration to play every theatre, I think Dean's ticked off every stadium in the country, and what great value he was.
He was, and we've learned about Chip Spice that never heard of Chip Spice.
Chip Spice, we love a bit of educational stuff, don't we?
Yeah, I've never ever put a chili or any Tabasco in me spag bol.
But you will now, I hope.
No. I love got the Chip Spice. The Chip Spice sounded lovely. On his stadiums, I said to our producer earlier, I said I'm pretty certain he was going to have Boothby Park and Valley Parade, but no, he's gone for the big ones, hasn't he? The Anfield, Goodison, Ibrox, Celtic Park and Wembley. Yeah, brilliant.
Yeah, and lovely to hear him talking about his son like that. I mean, it's one thing to be able to tap yourself on the back and say, wow, I've made it when I run out at a step, but to do that with your lad as well. Absolutely.
Yeah, and there's if they go down, I really hope he stays with Wednesday, because he'd score 20, maybe 30 in that division next season, and they'd go up, and he'd be a legend. I just hope he stays with them, because, like I say, they're a massive club, and to be in the third tier, shocking.
For sure. Well, we'll be watching that space with interest, and we hope that you at home will be watching this space with interest in the coming weeks. We've got some great guests lined up, and of course, we have the lists, guys, which are getting more and more intriguing.
Yeah, they are. Elvis is now joint with Tiger Woods as most chosen dinner party guest.
Fantastic. Well, for more of the same, we hope to see you next time on the Give Me 5 podcast. Until then, this has been a Tis Done production at the hands of the incredible Ian Parsons. Until next time, me, Rod Woodward, saying cheers, and from Bessicar,
Nano!
Nano!